When most people think about Italy, one of the first things that comes to mind is pasta. Spaghetti, lasagna, penne, macaroni. These are not just foods. They are symbols of Italian culture itself. But the real story of pasta is far more complex, much older in some parts, and very different from the popular myths that have been repeated for decades. If you have ever heard that Marco Polo brought pasta from China or that pasta is an ancient Roman spaghetti dish, those ideas sound interesting, but they are not supported by historical evidence. The real history of pasta is actually more fascinating than the myths. To understand pasta properly, we need to go back more than 2,000 years, to a time before Italy even existed as a unified country. In the earliest period, around 400 BCE, we find the first visual evidence connected to pasta-like food in ancient Italy. Archaeologists discovered an Etruscan tomb in Cerveteri that shows tools resembling those used in pasta preparation, rollers, cutting boards, and knives used to shape dough. This does not mean they were making pasta as we know it today, but it does show that people in ancient Italy were already working with dough in structured ways. Later, in Roman literature, writers like Horace and Cicero mention a food called lagani. These were thin sheets of dough made from flour and water. They were typically fried or baked, not boiled, and they are considered the earliest ancestor of modern lasagna. However, there is no evidence that the Romans made dried pasta or long noodle-shaped pasta like spaghetti. So at this point in history, Italy had dough-based foods but not pasta in the modern sense. The real turning point comes many centuries later, and this is where history becomes truly important. Between the 9th and 12th centuries, Sicily underwent a major cultural transformation under Arab rule. This period introduced one of the most important developments in pasta history: dried pasta. The Arabs brought a food called atria, which were early forms of dried noodles made from durum wheat and water. The key innovation was not just the ingredients but the technique, shaping dough into strands or forms and then drying them under the sun. This made the food long-lasting and perfect for storage and trade, especially for sailors and travelers. Durum wheat was already present in Sicily, but the drying technique changed everything. This allowed pasta to become a product that could be stored for months, transported over long distances, and sold commercially. The first undeniable written proof of this industry appears in 1154 CE. The Arab geographer Muhammad al-Idrisi, working for the Norman king Roger II of Sicily, wrote about a village near Palermo called Trebia. He described how this village produced large quantities of dried pasta, referred to as traya, which was exported to many regions, including Calabria and even distant countries. This is extremely important because it shows that pasta was already a commercial export product in Sicily nearly 900 years ago. From this point, pasta slowly began to spread across mainland Italy. By the late 1200s, we begin to see it in legal documents. A Genoese will from 1279 mentions a basket full of macaroni, showing that pasta was already a stored household food item. This means it was not just freshly made food, it was something people kept at home and consumed regularly. By the 14th century, pasta had become culturally recognizable in Italy. In Giovanni Boccaccio's Decameron, written in the mid-1300s, there is a famous imaginative description of a mountain made entirely of grated cheese and pasta. While this is not a recipe, it shows that readers at the time already understood pasta as a familiar food. Around the same time, fresh egg pasta began to appear in northern Italian regions like Bologna and Ferrara, especially in early cookbooks and culinary manuscripts. As we move into the 15th to 17th centuries, pasta begins to develop into something much closer to what we know today. Naples becomes the most important center of pasta production. This is due to several factors: the availability of high-quality durum wheat from southern Italy, a warm and dry climate ideal for drying pasta, and a large working-class population that needed cheap, filling food. By the 1600s, Naples had developed full-scale pasta workshops called pastifici. These workshops produced different shapes of pasta, including vermicelli and macaroni. Street vendors sold cooked pasta directly to the public, often topped with oil, cheese, or animal fats. This was one of the earliest forms of street food culture centered around pasta. Even today, dishes like cacio e pepe trace their roots back to this simple combination of pasta, cheese, and pepper. A major transformation came in the 17th and 18th centuries with the arrival of the tomato. Tomatoes originally came from the Americas and were brought to Europe in the 1500s. However, for a long time, they were considered ornamental plants and even believed to be poisonous. It took centuries before Italians began cooking with them. The first documented recipe that combines pasta with tomato sauce appears in 1839 in Naples, in a cookbook by Ippolito Cavalcanti. He describes vermicelli with tomato, prepared with olive oil, garlic, basil, and fresh tomatoes. This is a historic moment because it marks the birth of one of the most iconic food pairings in the world. However, tomato pasta did not become widespread immediately. It only became common in the late 19th century when food preservation technology improved and canned tomatoes became widely available. The 19th century also brought industrialization, which completely changed pasta production. In 1824, the first mechanical pasta press was invented in Naples. This allowed dough to be extruded through metal dies, producing consistent shapes much faster than manual methods. By the mid-1800s, Naples had over 1,000 pasta factories, exporting dried pasta across Europe and even to the Americas. After Italy was unified in 1861, pasta began to take on a deeper cultural meaning. It became a symbol of Italian identity, simple, affordable, and nourishing. At a time when different regions of Italy were still culturally diverse, pasta helped create a shared national food identity. In the 20th century, pasta became regulated at a national level. In 1933, Italy introduced a law requiring dried pasta to be made only from durum wheat and water. This was an important step in defining what real Italian pasta means. Even during World War II, when shortages forced temporary changes, public resistance led to a return to strict quality standards after the war. Later, in 1967, a stronger law was introduced banning soft wheat and additives in commercial dried pasta. This is still one of the strictest pasta regulations in the world, ensuring that Italian pasta maintains its traditional quality. Today, pasta is not just a cultural symbol, it is a global industry. Italy produces more than 3 million tons of pasta every year and exports millions of tons worldwide. Italians themselves consume around 23.5 kilograms of pasta per person annually, making it the highest per capita consumption in the world. Despite its global spread, pasta in Italy still follows traditional patterns. Dried pasta is eaten almost daily, usually as a first course, while fresh egg pasta is reserved for special occasions like Sundays and holidays. Certain regions, like Gragnano near Naples, even have protected status for their pasta production due to the quality and historical importance of their methods. When we look at the full timeline of pasta, one thing becomes clear. It was not invented at one single moment. It evolved over centuries through cultural exchange, innovation, agriculture, and trade. From Etruscan dough tools to Arab drying techniques, from Neapolitan street food to modern industrial production, pasta is the result of a long human story rather than a single invention. And perhaps the most important takeaway is this: many popular beliefs about pasta are actually myths. Marco Polo did not bring pasta from China. Ancient Romans did not eat spaghetti. Tomato pasta is not ancient. Instead, pasta is a living example of how cultures evolve food over time through interaction, necessity, and creativity. Today, every time someone eats a bowl of pasta, they are not just eating a meal, they are experiencing a history that stretches across thousands of years, multiple civilizations, and countless innovations that shaped one of the world's most beloved foods.